SALAM says she doesn't want to live in Israel anymore, but leaving would be worse. Her neighbours have screened off the communal entrance to her Tel Aviv apartment, keeping her and other African residents out of sight. This year, a new government policy saw her and her husband lose 20% of their salaries, only to be returned if they leave Israel. They'd both been imprisoned in their native Eritrea. Returning there, they say, would be impossible. The alternative, Rwanda, unsafe.
I don't have any choice. I'll go to jail. I can't go to Rwanda because I have small kids. So I want to be in jail. Whether he kill me there, whether I don't want to back to Africa.
That choice, jail or a third country widely thought to be Rwanda, is precisely the one Israel's Prime Minister is now presenting as government policy. Benjamin Netanyahu recently told cabinet colleagues that he'd secured an international deal allowing for enforced deportations of more than 35,000 Africans. It would also speed the closure of the isolated Holot detention center in the southern Negev desert. Thousands of African migrants have been sent here in what campaign groups call a deliberate policy of making their lives as miserable as possible. Even running at maximum capacity, Holot could only house about 10% of the African asylum seekers in this country. This policy, these announcements, are much more targeted at those who live in communities like this, part of Israel's open policy of trying to force them to leave. SALAM says she was brought to Israel against her will by people smugglers extorting her family. She's found work as a translator at advocacy group ASAF. Her asylum application has, she says, gone unanswered since it was filed 2 years ago, and it's not the only one.
Israel has the right and the duty to say who is a refugee and who is not. However, Israel still hasn't done so. We definitely say that not every Sudanese or Eritrean deserves the status of refugee, but the issue here is that out of 40,000 of them, only 10 have been recognized as refugees.
Israel's Prime Minister defines the rest as illegal infiltrators. His reported deal with the Rwandan president would see Israel pay $5,000 to Rwanda for every deportee accepted.
We are here on a mission, and the mission is to give southern Tel Aviv back to the citizens of Israel.
The Israeli government itself delivered the migrants to this already deprived neighborhood. For now, it remains their precarious home, while the message only gets louder with every repetition. They aren't welcome here. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Tel Aviv.